solutions to improve your mental fitness. This is Mental Fitness Matters. Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. You are listening to Mental Fitness Matters. I am your host, Tracy Alston, and this is WSIC Radio. Happy Thursday, everybody. Today is going to be an amazing show. I have a dynamic leader with me today. My previous guest, Yolanda Bartos, she could not join us this morning, but she will be with me in upcoming shows, so no worries. If you're tuning in, you will see her soon. But this morning, I have one of the most energetic light workers that I've ever met in my life. I cannot wait to introduce you guys to Miss Melissa Neader. I'm so honored to have her on my show. She's become a friend of mine and an awesome person that I've gotten to know over the last few months here. So many of you listeners may already know who she is because she's normally right on before the Mental Fitness Matters show. She has her own show called Why Should I Care? And that show really begins to introduce nonprofit organizations and other groups that are making an impact in the community. She introduces those people to the community area. So I am just excited to have her on. Today's topic is also perfect for her. It's called Be You, the benefits of being your authentic self to your mental health and mental performance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get us started off. I'm going to introduce you to the guest here. I'm going to do a brief introduction of you, Melissa, because I want you to kind of tell us some of your story. I'm fascinated by your background. You're just such a unique person. So first of all, Melissa Neader grew up right here in Iredell County. She graduated from South Iredell High School, and she earned her associates in business from Mitchell Community College. She is married to Mike Neader, has 3 children, ages 27, 18, and 15, and she is currently the owner of 5 McDonalds throughout the Iredell County area, and the host of Why Should I Care on WSIC Radio every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. So you guys always tune in right before this show. You can catch her and Patrick live. So, Melissa, welcome to the show. I'm so honored to have you.
So excited to be here because I remember the first time your show came on after mine. I'm like, oh my gosh, this woman is on fire in there. I love the positive energy. And just listening to your show, and then when you ask if I join, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. It's like you had to kick me out of the studio to get me out anyway to do your show. I'm like, yeah, standing outside the window looking in at Tracy.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Tell us a little bit about your background. I think you have such a unique story. Tell us about you. Oh, gosh.
It depends on which direction. How long's this show? Well, let's just say, because I know we're directing this toward being the authentic self.
Yes, yes.
I was kind of born that way.
Yeah.
I did not have to find who I was. I came in the world like that. According to my mom, she said that when I was little, the day I was born, the nurses even smiled and laughed. She said, oh, check out this baby. So it started very early on. And I think I'm fortunate that's how I'm wired. Because that in itself gives me I know my direction. I know who I am. Have I always been comfortable with that? No. There's been, growing up years and stuff, it's like, yeah, you don't always fit in somewhere. You don't always find that spot to fit. And sometimes that is your fit, is not fitting, because everything you go through makes you stronger. Absolutely. It sets you up for your next phase in life. Because would I ever imagine myself sitting here with Tracy on Mental Fitness Matters? No. I mean, I did not see where I would be when I was younger looking forward, and you always think you've got it. Oh, I've got this all figured out.
Right.
And those proverbial forks in the road. Well, I've had forks, spoons, knives. A whole table was sitting there at times, it's like, wow, but it's all part of life, and you got to embrace it, and look at it and go with it and be comfortable with yourself at the end of the day.
That's huge, and that's awesome. I think I love what you're saying there. Mm-hmm. You growing up and knowing who you are. I think that's a challenge that we see a lot of times that people are facing, not only our youth, but our adults. We're so bombarded with what the world says we should be, what social media puts out there that gets the likes, the attention.
It's confusing.
It's confusing.
I mean, because you're getting signals from inside yourself. You're getting signals from your friends, from your peers, from you're bombarded.
Yes.
And what are you going to do to find who you really are? A lot of times it takes a little bit of silence, takes a little bit of quiet.
Absolutely.
And I have to have that personally, and it's outside. I have to kind of take a moment and breathe. And that's a piece that I brought up to you several times before. I forget to breathe.
Yes.
The simple things like that, the shallow breath. And boy, when you have to remember to do that, it brings you back down. It grounds you back because, boy, as this life gets busy.
It gets busy.
It does.
We're pulled in all different
We
directions.
are, indeed. And sometimes we just have a tendency to throw ourselves in multiple directions. Like, yeah, I can take that on, too.
That's right.
It is.
Well, let's get started with this topic. So when we talk about that, being our authentic self and your space in your world, what would you say has helped you the most with you being just who you are? In every avenue, you just kind of ran for county commissioner, know, and so in every avenue that you are, you're showing up as who you are. You may dress up in costumes every now and then.
Exactly.
So you're having to.
My world has evolved over time.
Yeah.
This isn't something that happened overnight. It has come, full circle, I guess you could say, to be where I'm at right now. It started even when I was young, I always felt the need to help. I've always had that inner part of me saying, what can I do to help? How can I help? I mean, it's just a natural fit. And so I would find a way. Even before I was driving, I was volunteering and helping neighbors. I was helping mom in the kitchen. I was volunteering at church. And I like that active piece because I got more out of it. You know, I always thought, well, during church, I didn't want to just sit there. So I would help. I would either read or I would usher or something just to be a part of it. And then I started working with kids at church. So it all started then when we had our children. I would volunteer in their classrooms and be the classroom mom. And then I would see at car line when these kids were getting out of the vehicle and they didn't want to get out and go to school and there was a long walk in. I thought, well, my kid's already here. I can do that.
Yeah.
But that wasn't enough. I wanted to do it to where the kids were smiling. So that's how the costumes started coming in. So I dress up for the holiday and I deliver birthday bags. So the costume thing, which you see now if you ever follow me on Facebook,
yes,
that has started about over 10 years ago, just simply at one elementary school. And I take that to the next level.
You guys got to check out her Facebook. Tell me your Facebook page.
It's just Melissa Neader, Melissa Neader. It's Melissa Neader. And it's kind of like what I do in the community.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you how that all started. I was not a social media kind of person to start with. I'm like, I'm not so sure about this. But what happened was, being in McDonald's business, we take a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
And you know what? Instead of fighting negativity, why not just put it under the positive? Just keep putting that positive out there, because McDonald's has provided me with opportunities that would have never presented themselves in another field. So McDonald's always encouraged us to be involved in a community. So why not just take that to the next level?
Right.
Why just do that low key? You know,
Right.
Here I go. It's like, that's like, give me permission.
Absolutely.
So with that, it was already me in a classroom, me volunteering. And I used those golden arches as, I'm here represent McDonald's. And then it stepped up to the next level as just so many avenues. We were sponsoring things by simply writing checks for 5Ks, involvement, everything you could think of that needed sponsorship.
Yeah.
We were doing that angle, but we needed more. And that's how I got into the radio, because I was tied with so many nonprofits. And I was finding once those dollars were spent from a check, it was over and done. I needed to take it a step further.
Right.
So when you make those connections for people,
yeah,
that is a lifetime. Because now you're connected with me forever, Tracy. I'm just warning you.
Yes,
just warning
me.
I was going to say you. But it was so much a part of being active in the day that it just brings it all together.
And what I'm hearing from you is that you've been spending a lot of time just doing the things that you were passionate about. You started off by saying you just wanted to help.
That's
How
exactly
can I
right.
help?
How can I help? What can I do?
What can you do? You put yourself in positions to do what you enjoyed, and as you were doing that, other things
That
came
word
up.
you just said there, the key to this whole thing is enjoy.
Yeah.
There is a way for everyone, even if you work a full-time job,
Yes.
have kids and everything else, there is a way to help someone else.
Absolutely.
And that joy is priceless.
Absolutely.
There is just nothing like that. And it helps you find who you are on the inside. Then just staying focused on that authentic you. The world tries to take that from you some days.
Absolutely.
You can find your friends try to take that from you some days. Even family members and things. You sit there and battle who you really are. And it makes you question yourself. Do I even know who I am some days?
Yeah.
Oh, there's days. It's not like I get up and just happy every day.
Right.
Most of the time, yeah, but life still comes at you, and it really, really does. But it's finding yourself at the end of your day. Were you really you? And that's the piece we've got to look at. How were you today, or what would you change for the next day? Because every day that starts, it's another opportunity.
It's another opportunity.
It is. And it makes you stronger for yourself, even when you face the days that you weren't yourself. It's like, all right, don't let that beat you down.
That's right.
Take that breath.
Yep.
Breathe, look at it, and evaluate. I mean, you really have to think about yourself, because there's some days I'm like, what was I thinking? I mean, really.
I love it. I love it. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about what it means to be your authentic self. We're going to give you guys some tips and strategies also on how to get more connected with who you are and identifying that. So I'm hanging out here this morning with Melissa Neader, the host of
Tracy.
Why Should I Care? This is so awesome. So glad to have you. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. You are listening to Mental Fitness Matters. I am your host, Tracy Alston. I'm here with the amazing Melissa Neader this morning, and we are talking about being your true, authentic self. This topic is just so huge because there's so much pressure out there, as we were just talking about, to finding who you are, the challenges of what the world says you should be, what your parents say you should be, what your friends say you should be, but beginning to know who you are is what we're talking about today. And I want to just do a quick definition. There was an article written by a therapist out of Philadelphia, and it's a Center for Growth. I love the definition of what that therapist really was kind of going through, saying the authentic self. So being your true authentic self means that you say in life aligns. Let me start that again. What you say in life aligns with what your actions are. Your authentic self goes beyond what you do for a living, what possessions you own, and who you are to someone else, like your mom, your brother, your girlfriend. It is who you are at your deepest core. It is about being true to yourself through your thoughts, words, and actions, and having a sense that these three areas match each other. If we aren't in touch with our authentic selves, it can be easy to go into that people-pleasing mode or that life-editing mode for the best photo, for the best post on Facebook or social media. We can easily get into a trap of just giving and depleting ourselves to please other people. I think that's important.
That is huge, because we get confused ourselves.
Yeah.
We really, really do. So with that, I believe inside we know what direction we need to go, but sometimes we're not even sure how.
Right.
These are key pieces. And there's, again, you got your job, you've got your work, you got so many things pulling on. You got to find one little area that satisfies that little piece of you inside.
Absolutely. And I noticed from some of the people that we serve just in the community, what would you say some of the barriers are? Because there's a vulnerability to being who you are.
Oh, there is.
When you're stepping out being yourself,
yes,
there's a vulnerability to that.
It took me 51 years to get all this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, because you just don't always know I can't even imagine myself years ago doing what I'm doing now because it's outside the comfort zone. There's fear.
There's fear.
There's fear of failure. There's fear of being laughed at. Yeah, just step up with me in a tutu. Just go to Walmart with me in a tutu. That gets you some looks. But I do these things. I mean, and with that, it's like you have to build yourself on the inside going, I believe in what I'm doing because you know it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
But you got to identify what that difference is. Is it a positive difference? My goal when I do what I do is to bring a smile to someone else's face, to bring an opportunity to someone else. When I say a smile, you have not seen a smile till you drive down the road dressed up like an old woman with your window rolled down, playing really loud music. Get to tune. So, but what, I'm usually headed somewhere important.
Right.
You know, I'm not just doing this, just to cause traffic problems. Chief Addison, I'm good. But with that, what I do is I make things memorable.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll speak at events as Melissa Neader, the professional. Then I'll speak to kids. I will go in classrooms you speak. But you've got to identify what you want to take away yourself from it. So that is just important to find the authentic you and try different ways. I mean, because I'm not saying go to work in a tutu always. You know, Tracy, I'm not sure that you should do that, when you're working with your clients.
Right.
They may not take you quite so. Pick and choose. But when you do, when you find an avenue that makes that impact, work on that.
Right.
I mean, and start this conversation.
And start those conversations and know that it has to feel good for you and know that you may get some kickback for doing it. So as you're stepping out here, you're going to be vulnerable. People are not going to be happy. People may judge you. People may say you shouldn't do it.
Yeah. And the question is, why are you doing that?
Why, right?
Why?
They may begin to ask. And so some people may not feel comfortable stepping out into being their authentic selves because of all of those reasons that we just listed: the fear of being judged, the fear of not being liked, the fear of disappointing somebody, right? And sometimes people, one of my favorite quotes, some people hide behind who they are because their lights are big and they fear greatness, right? Some people are afraid of being great. One of my favorite quotes, and so to all of my shining stars, to my light workers out there who knows on the inside of you, which is every single person listening right now, every single one of us has a gift on the inside of us waiting to be unleashed. Some people are afraid of that gift because they know they feel it, they know they have it, but it might not line up with what the family thought they should be doing, but they can't deny what they feel on the inside. I want to share a quote with you by one of my favorite people, Marianne Williamson. She said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same." That right there.
That says it all.
That is a message.
That is.
Melissa, that's a message.
That is.
Shine your light. There is something on inside of each and every one of us. You don't have to be afraid to set down your talents or your gifts out of fear of what somebody else may say. They're going to talk no matter what you're doing.
Oh, they're going to.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You got to know who you are. And this is the topic that we're talking about today. There is some risk in being your authentic self, but there are a lot of benefits as well.
There are benefits.
And so when we talk about people dimming their light, there could be some anxiety, stress, depression, worry. Those things could come up when you're not walking in your full authentic self.
That's right.
What would we talk about as some of those benefits? When we start to become true to who we are, what do you think some of the benefits of that is for people?
Oh, wow. That it's able to finally reach that point inside. Sometimes you feel either lost or struggling.
Yeah.
But for me, the benefits, oh my goodness, that was a tough one for me to able to list out so many. First of all, just I totally wow the benefit.
Yeah.
I increased energy level. Mine was already up there a little bit, but the energy to get behind something, it's like you have a mission. You are on target. You're on focus. You're able to, at the end of your day, realize, I did something. Yeah. I did something. Even if it's not a big something every day. I'm not saying you have to change your career, change your whole line of work. But how about how you react to those people around you during the day?
Right.
You could be such a positive influence on those in your immediate world. And it shows. It shows. And I'm saying you could be it can either be a negative or a positive.
Right.
You choose.
Right.
You choose what you're going to take out into your day. And with that, the benefits for me were finding strength to move forward to impact more people. And that's the avenue that I've chosen to move forward on that one. And strength connection with God.
Yeah.
Your faith, your family. To have your kids look at you and say, Mom, you got this. You know, you impact your family, and your family impacts you. So, oh, wow, there's just so many pieces of that one. And I made a reference when you and I were talking once about a dandelion.
Yeah.
All right, so a dandelion, you know, you see those things growing up out of driveways. You see them growing in concrete. Think of that dandelion maybe as a part of you on the inside. Grow and bloom even when conditions aren't favorable.
Wow.
You just got to look at that because, I mean, you can try killing those things with Roundup. You can put, you know, pre-emergent, broadleaf. You can do a lot of things to get rid of dandelion, but maybe you don't want to.
Right.
Look at that dandelion.
They
have health benefits, too, by the way. You can throw them in your salad or your tea.
That's right.
So.
And what you're getting at, Melissa, is you're starting with kind of where we want to go as we have about a few minutes left on our show today, is giving some quick tips. If you are asking more questions about how do I know?
Yeah, how do I do this?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Is people say, how do you do that?
How do you get closer to you?
Right, right. And
so
then you get to that point where, how can I not?
Right.
Because that is the key. It's like when you find that peace, because everyone needs and desires to find that peace. And that's what we're talking about. How can you be your authentic self?
Yes. And as you begin to ask that question,
review your day.
Review your day. Go for it. Review your day. And if you are working, if you're in a job right now, maybe you're working 8 to 5 and you feel like, I'm getting up and I'm giving more. If you start to pay attention to, if you're doing things more that you should do or that you really want to do. So if you assess your day, if you're doing a lot of things on your list that I got to get done, and not many of the things that you want and desire, we got to start to create some balance. So if you're working 8 to 5 and you feel like I'm just doing things because I have to do it, no problem. Do from 5 to 7 or 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Start to incorporate things that you want to do into your life. If you're something that you're passionate about, whether it's cooking, singing, writing, spend time doing the things that make you happy.
Put it on your schedule.
Put it on your schedule.
Yeah,
you got to incorporate it.
Yep.
You can't go throughout your whole day only giving and doing for others. You have to put yourself on the calendar, spend a little time nurturing your gift, and it will grow into other things.
It does, and that's what a lot of people think I do for others, but it also does for me.
Yes.
Here's the key piece. What I do in the community does for me. It inspires me to keep going. It's that snowball effect.
That's powerful.
So there's simple ways, even if you've got a schedule where you cannot check on a friend of yours you know is not doing well, shoot them a text.
Right.
Shoot them an email. Check on somebody. There's ways, and then that in turn, it gets you outside of thinking about yourself.
It does.
But find that talent. If you play piano, if you do it, do it.
Do it.
Find a little piece. Like, oh yeah, I could get good at this.
Yes.
You know,
Spend time there. Spend time there. And if you find yourself, if you're constantly on social media and you're starting to get a little stressed and anxious because you see somebody else posting this or going here, going there, give yourself permission to back off of it for a little while.
It's not a contest. Life is not a contest.
No.
Be your best you.
Be
not
your best
be
you.
somebody else.
Exactly.
Be you.
Be you. Take some time off. If you were on social media, block yourself off of it for a day or two. Begin to assess, what do I need? What do I like? What do I enjoy?
Go outside.
Go outside.
That tree's not going to be sassy to you.
Get some inspiration.
Yeah, and I tell you what, go look out there at the birds. They're singing. They're not yelling at you.
There you go.
Sing.
Find peace in those quiet spots and really get connected to you. Identify what makes your heart sing. It's not about what other people say that you should be doing. What do you say to yourself? This has been an awesome show, guys. Feel free to check out.
Don't tell me we're almost done.
We are almost
oh my
done,
gosh.
Melissa.
Pat doesn't need to come in and sell anything today. Okay.
It goes by too fast, right? It goes by too fast, guys. We hope that you have been inspired this morning.
Not overwhelmed at all. Just a lot coming at you.
Yes,
it's
a lot
like the
coming
Tracy
at
and
you.
Melissa.
Yes, but be you. That's the message for today. Be
is.
you. And if you don't know how to be you, spend some time getting quiet to identify who you are.
That's exactly right.
Okay? You have been listening to the Mental Fitness Matters Show. I'm your host, Tracy Alston.
An awesome host you are, too.
And awesome host that you are. Check out Why Should I Care? Melissa Neader. You can find her. Tune in next Thursday. Back to
8
back.
a.m. to 8:30.
8 a.m. to 8:30, then 8:30 a.m. to
9.
9. You've been listening to the show. Tune in. Have a great week. Shine bright. Thank you for joining us today on Mental Fitness Matters. Tune in every Thursday at 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. for more tips, tools, strategies, and solutions that will help you reach your peak mental fitness. My name is Tracy Alston, and you've been listening to Mental Fitness Matters.
News Talk